Hello and welcome to tonight's English news broadcast. These are the top stories. President Isaias holds talks with high-level Sudanese government delegation. Eritrea has reissued sovereignty before many African countries, according to a weekly editorial. Quebec and France signed labor mobility deal. War snowstorm in 30 years strike China. President Isaias Afwerki today received health talks with Dr. Nafi Ali Nafi, assistant to the Sudanese president and vice chairman of the National Congress Party. In the meeting at the State Palace, President Isaias asserted that the people and government of Eritrea support the unity of Sudan, taking into account the interests of Sudan and the countries of the region. In this regard, he called on Sudanese brothers to keep intact and strengthen their unity and thereby meet external conspiracies. Dr. Nafi Ali Nafi told Arena on his part that the visit is a continuation of the existing consultations between the leaders of both countries. He further pointed out that the visit aimed at briefing President Isaias on the prevalent situation in Sudan in general and the South Sudan referendum issue in particular. Dr. Nafi Ali Nafi went on to say that President Isaias is closely following developments in Sudan and that he has ample information regarding the situation in that country. Discussion and consultation between the two countries would continue, he added. The high-level Sudanese government delegation left for home in the afternoon hours, concluding a one-day working visit. Some analysts with a superficial knowledge of history are comparing the issue of South Sudan to that of Eritrea, a weekly editorial disclosed. The editorial went on to say that clarifying history for the sake of being accurate and further going through the legitimate process through which Eritrea has become sovereign is positively viewed. But nonetheless, we need to remember that Eritrea has long existed as a sovereign nation prior to its annexation by Ethiopia. The weekly editorial further disclosed that its struggle was a struggle against the then prevailing state of injustice that has violated the rule of law. Finally, the editorial asserted that this campaign to distort such vivid historic facts by some period historians and comparing these unrelated issues does not amount to much beyond being a futile effort to mislead and distort history. The head of organizational affairs at the PFDJ, Mr. Abdullah Jabir, conducted a seminar to participants of the second Eritrean festival in Qatar, focusing on the objective situation in the homeland and the implementation of development programs. He pointed out that the Eritrean people succeeded in achieving independence through wage and result rebuff to various challenges and impediments. Mr. Abdullah further underlined that the achievements being registered in the development endeavors are the outcome of such popular resistance. Also speaking at the founding congress of the USP-FDJ branch in Qatar, the Eritrean ambassador to Qatar, Mr. Ali Ibrahim, commended the youth for exerting efforts in strengthening their organizational capacity and reinforcing unity. He asserted that the embassy would demonstrate the necessary support in backing up their activities. The participants of the Congress adopted a constitution and elected an executive committee. It is to be recalled that Eritrea Festival in Qatar was opened on November 25. In a meeting they held in London in connection with the year-old unjust U.S. sanction resolution against Eritrea adopted in the name of Security Council, the Eritrean nationals residing in the UK voiced determination to reinforce endeavors towards rebuffing the illegal resolution. They also asserted readiness to enhance contribution for the success of national programs. The meeting was headed by the chairman of the agitation committee in the Eritrean community in the UK, Dr. Hailu Mbaye. Speaking at the meeting, the Eritrean ambassador to the UK and Ireland, Mr. Tasfan Mikael Garrahtu, lauded the impressive result rebuff waged by Eritrean nationals residing abroad in the wake of the adoption of the vicious sanctions resolution. He further called on the national to step up participation in the nation-building process. The participants of the meeting decided that the December 2010 to be the month in which they would voice denunciation against the U.S. engineered illegal and unjust sanction resolution against Eritrea. Members of the farming community in Gashbarka region are redoubling efforts to properly collect crop harvest obtained as a result of the good rainy season and coordinated endeavors of farmers and government institutions. They explained that no meaningful crop was harvested in the past years due to shortage of rainfall. This year's rainy season, however, made possible better crop harvest, and as such, the farmers need machinery support. They went on to say that the crop harvest would serve as a stepping stone for enabling them ensure food security. The head of the Agriculture Ministry's branch in Gashbarka, Mr. Meseret Gabriel Mikael, indicated that the machineries are being deployed in the major integrated agricultural projects for the time being and that they would subsequently be deployed to the people's farmlands. Residents of Asmara City voiced criticism for failure of concerned government institutions to take remedial action for public complaints aired via media outlets as regard performance of administrative bodies and other government institutions. Some of the continued criticism and cautions put forth by the city residents called for demolition of residential houses constructed without a master plan, which are blocking people's movement, making renovation of damaged streets, water pipelines and electric lines, removing cars out of use stationed in one place for a long time, and the closing down of garages operating inside residential areas, among others. The residents stated that the building of additional rooms through makeshift corrugated iron in the administrative areas of Maitamenai, Sembel, Tiravolo, Hashas, Gajeret, Godaf, and other places are causing negative effect in tarnishing the charm of the city, besides being cause of accidents. They further noted that the canals and holes dug in various streets on the part of the Water Reserve Department, the Central Region Infrastructure Office, and other government institutions are left without being properly covered, thus becoming the cause of accidents. In this connection, the city residents stressed the need for the concerned party to take coordinated and urgent action in rectifying such problems. Also, action was taken to remove damaged cars stationed in one place for a long time following media report that they are becoming the cause of accidents and unwanted practices. The number of such cars continued to grow as action take was normal. In this respect, Asmara residents urged the concerned institution to take the necessary action as the primary purpose of government institution is to provide efficient service to the public. That's the end of our domestic news, and now please stay tuned for the international after a short break.